And so it begins. The layoffs that we expected with WWE and Endeavor, now that they merged both UFC and WWE, are happening. When are they happening? They're happening as soon as Friday morning when you see this in your sub boxes on Friday afternoon. I told you this was going to happen. It should have come as no surprise to anybody listening to me over the last... What are we in? We're going into October, man. It's the middle of September already. 9 months I've been prepping you guys for all of this already. Now, I'm not the only sleuth here that figured this was going to happen. I'm sure everybody expected this to happen, but this soon? We just got the finalization of the deal happening this week on the 12th, and people are getting fired as of the same week. An email was sent out by Nick Khan. He let employees know that they should stay home and work remotely on Friday morning. The reason for this is that they want to be able to allow human resources to handle the layoffs privately. The layoffs have been expected ever since it was announced that there would be a merger between UFC and WWE. Now that WWE is under the Endeavor TKO umbrella, the feeling is that there are redundancies and that they will be able to cut costs with these layoffs. Now, what that means is the following. WWE has a social media team. Endeavor has a social media team. Why do they need two social media teams when Endeavor has their social media team and they own 51% of the company? They're going to do away with WWE's social media team. Why do they need a marketing department? WWE has their own marketing department. So does Endeavor. They don't need WWE's marketing department. If they're buying up the WWE, they got their own fucking people to handle all of the marketing on their end for both UFC and WWE. What about the merchandising team? Same thing. And every department, the list goes on and on and on. Cutting costs is the name of the game here. Saving money is the name of the game. Downsizing was going to happen. Nick Khan sent out this email, and I quote, "Hi, all." Yeah, hi, Nick. How you doing, man? How many millions did you make with the merger on Tuesday? As a part of WWE's transition into the newly formed TKO Group Holdings, we are evaluating our existing operations and systems to identify potential synergies. Is that key word there, man? That's going to be their word of the fucking year. Synergies between WWE and UFC across the business. This effort includes workforce reductions, which will take place on Friday morning. Those whose roles have been impacted will be notified by our human resources team, which also WWE has their own human resources team, and they will be let go as well, I'm sure. How fitting. UFC, Endeavor have their own human resources team. And we will share the details of their severance package or your severance package at that time. We are asking that everyone work remotely Friday, September 15th, so we can ensure all conversations are handled privately and respectfully. We'll send out a company-wide email once all of tomorrow's conversations have happened. Our company is home to the most talented and creative, hardworking employees in the world. WWE is a special place, which makes moments like this very difficult. Just know that we have nothing but gratitude and admiration for everyone we have had the privilege to work alongside. Thank you for all your contributions and dedication. Signed, Nick Khan. God, I hate the corporate ramblings and I hate the corporate speak. It's disgusting. I hate big business, man. They don't give a fuck about any of the people that they're letting go, though these people should have expected that this day was going to come. They were certainly notified. They were certainly given time of what was going to happen as soon as it was announced in April. WrestleMania weekend, you should have been on Indeed, Craigslist, or where a career builder, wherever you go job hunting, and you should have already locked down a new position. So on one hand, I feel sorry for these people, but on the other hand, these people should have expected what was to happen here. They should have expected what was coming. So they had plenty of time in between to go find new employment. And honestly, as far as the pro wrestling realm and the news that we all seek every single day within the world of pro wrestling, this is a non-issue. Everybody should have expected this. As part of a major merger, as part of a major sale between WWE and UFC, which now totals both companies at over $20 billion, you would expect cost-cutting measures and budget cuts. Now, if this bleeds onto the roster, then we have a problem. Then we have a story. Is that going to happen? I don't know. When is that going to happen? Who knows if it will? I expect some budget cuts. Nobody knows what's going to happen with this merger. My guy Andrew Baydala and I talked about this all Tuesday night on Tuesday Night Titans, episode number 13. There will be changes. There will be cost-cutting measures. WWE is going to change their policies. WWE is going to change the way we consume their product. We will be paying for all of the major pay-per-views. We may be paying for all of the B-level pay-per-views as part of a subscription service. They may go to the UFC pay-per-view model of the way that they handle their premium events. We will be paying $60 upwards towards $70 per show. If that is the case, we don't know if WWE will remain with Fox. We don't know if they're going to go to Disney. We don't know if they're going to jump to ESPN, Hulu, Amazon. We don't know what is going to happen. For all we know, right now we got Peacock, at least till 2025. After that, it is free reign for WWE to do whatever they want. WWE is getting in bed with UFC because they saw a potential to make more money. That's exactly what they're going to do. The pay-per-view model is only step one. People will be bidding on every major WWE pay-per-view 12 times, 13 times out of the year to bring these shows into a specific city. There will be destination weekends with WWE, UFC, Raw, and SmackDown happening across a 4-day weekend, especially for the major pay-per-views. Things will be changing. And cost-cutting is just part of the game. I didn't really expect it to happen this soon, but honestly, this is a non-issue. I feel terrible for everybody that loses a job, not just in this case, but in general. I've been there. I know how it feels to be unemployed for several months with no end in sight. That's why I'm so appreciative of you guys. But at the end of the day, everybody here should have seen the writing on the wall, and they should have already had their plans in motion. So come and talk to me when the roster starts getting released. Then we'll have a big story. Speaking of big stories, I don't know where to even begin with this one because Tony Khan right now is looking like a complete fucking idiot. And I hope for his case, I swear to God, I hope for his case that he is factually correct and he's got his analytics all lined up. Everybody's making a big deal about the AEW All In attendance numbers. 72,265. What's that number? Well, apparently, according to the Brent Council in Wembley, they responded to the request by somebody. I don't know who the fuck requested actual attendance figures here. Might have been somebody within the community. It might have been some no-name fucking geek virgin fan that hates AEW. The Brent Council responded to a request by revealing the actual turnstile count for AEW All In London at Wembley Stadium. 72,265. Now, the number that we were told was 81,035. This is from AEW President Tony Khan. He said that was the official number of paid tickets for the show. Now, is Tony Khan lying? Or is Tony Khan telling the truth as far as the 81,035 people that paid to be at Wembley? Now, the Brent Council says, and I quote, the actual numbers registered entering the stadium through the turnstiles was 72,265. This is reflective of what attended on the night and not the total number of tickets sold or no shows. Let me repeat that for everybody that wants to jump down everybody's throat who claim that 81,000 is the wrong number. The actual numbers registered through the turnstiles is 72,265. This is reflective of what attended on the night and not the total of number of tickets sold or no-shows. Now, the discrepancy between these two numbers is likely, let's be real, likely due to scalpers who bought an abundance of tickets after they saw the tickets fly off the shelf early on in the event's life cycle. Scalpers buying up a lot of tickets early, not selling them all. In addition, there may have been people who bought tickets and decided not to attend. Maybe something came up. Maybe personal reasons. Maybe they forgot. Maybe they decided not to go. I don't know who's going to buy fucking tickets to this show and say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to buy tickets and then I'm not going to go to the fucking show. I mean, that's just a little outlandish to me. I don't really find that to be realistic. Who's going to spend money and then not go to a show that they bought tickets for, or at least give you tickets away at that point? Now, Wrestling Observer, I know. Dave Meltzer, I know. Dave Meltzer tried to provide some context for thinking about the drop-off from the total paid numbers to the actual turnstile number. He says, and I quote, most turnstile numbers when it comes to stadium events are usually about 10% off. This is 11% off. It's a higher number than I probably would have expected for this show, but not in the realm of unusual. I've seen WWE's, and they're a little lower, but it's like 8 or 9%. Meltzer points out that AEW's official paid number is still not verified, and you should always be skeptical about these numbers, especially when it comes to the world of pro wrestling, because everybody wants to fucking work you into thinking something when it's actually not that. Go figure, man. A pro wrestling promoter working the fans. I mean, I think we would all expect a little bit better from Tony Khan, who wants to be the alternative away from WWE. I don't really think Tony Khan worked anybody in this situation. I think fans saw an opening to attack, and they have no life, and they're going to do whatever they can to prove that AEW was still not a success at Wembley Stadium. Though 72,000 or 81,000, whatever the fucking number was at the end of the day, is still an impressive number for a pro wrestling show, for a show in general, no matter what it is. Meltzer points out this, and I quote, we do not have authenticity and verification of the paid number of the 81,035. I expect that we will have an audited copy of that at some point. Almost every big show we end up with, sometimes it takes a couple of months for that to happen. It's healthy to be skeptical. This is the pro wrestling business, after all. Right now, the paid number of tickets that they have claimed is the all-time record. There obviously were 8,000 more people at WrestleMania 32 in the building than there were at Wembley. So Wembley did not break the all-time building attendance record and probably was behind even WrestleMania 3. If you need another reason to remain skeptical about the paid number before it is verified, Meltzer mentions that Tony Khan has provided an incorrect number of total people in the building for All In. He says, and I quote, at the press conference, I personally asked Tony Khan how many were in the building, and he gave a number close to 90,000. The number in the building was not close to 90,000, citing security, management, staff, talent on the roster, and concessions, and whoever else was working in the building at that time. Now, it is likely that Tony Khan's number tried to include employees, like I said, media, and other people who would not go through the turnstiles. There's no way that that number can be almost 20,000 higher than the actual turnstile count. I don't think anybody's that fucking stupid. So it seems like Tony Khan needs, at some point, to explain what had happened here, but maybe Tony Khan is waiting for that authenticity and verification of the paid number. Now, I will say this in Tony Khan's defense. This is all I'll say in Tony Khan's defense here. Tony Khan is a very analytical individual. Tony Khan, I don't think, would benefit from bullshitting the actual customer here or the actual fan, because he tries to do everything humanly possible to not be in the same breath or the same conversation to find similarities between him and Vince McMahon. I don't think Tony Khan wants that. It's not a good look for him. It's not a good image, and people will jump down his throat and get on his case very, very quickly, which they have already done here. This is not going to spawn some fruitful, engaging, interesting, peaceful conversations on social media. I already see people claiming that it is one number and not the other, and they don't have authenticity. They don't have verification. They're just WWE versus AEW, AEW versus WWE, because these people have no fucking lives. They don't shower daily. These people are disgusting, and they have no hobbies outside of arguing with other people on social media, people that they don't know. Now, I will say this. It is very weird that somebody requested this number. It is very weird. I don't know why. I don't know who. I don't know what benefit it is to them that they need this number of 72,265. I don't know what point they're trying to prove. I don't know. But the scalper issue is a great, I don't want to say excuse. It is a great possibility that scalpers sat on tickets and didn't know how to sell them or didn't sell them in time. I mean, that is a logical explanation as to what happened here. Again, I'm not giving Tony Khan the benefit of the doubt. I even said on Wednesday when I was live with Jeff, did Tony Khan buy 9,000 extra tickets? At that point, if he did, A, why would he do that? It's kind of lame. It's kind of pathetic. And B, if he bought 9,000 tickets, why didn't he go to some Boys and Girls Club or some charity and give the tickets away and have them attend the show so that there would be actual bodies in Wembley? Why would you buy tickets if you're Tony Khan and then not end up giving them away in some goodwill effort? I don't get it. Maybe that's a conspiracy theory people are going to ride and believe at the end of the day. I don't know. But I don't really know what happened here. What I will say is I do believe that there is 81,000 in attendance. The 72,000 walked through the turnstile. I mean, there is a huge possibility that people just didn't go to the show. There's a huge possibility that scalpers seized a lot of those tickets and then they didn't sell them in time before the actual show started on that night. But Tony Khan is a very analytical human being. I mean, this guy's throwing out ratings numbers from fucking 3 years ago, breaking down quarter by quarter, minute by minute shit off the top of his head. You're going to tell this guy in regards to numbers that he's wrong? I mean, I don't know what business Tony Khan would benefit from if he's lying about his attendance numbers. Let's give the guy a little bit of credit. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. If it ends up being 72,000, I'm going to genuinely be very curious to see what type of excuse he uses, because there's no reason why he should have stated 81,065 people. Now, I will say this in closing. He never said that it was people in attendance. They always went on every single platform that they have, every single interview, every single question, every single media question that was asked in regards to this situation. He always used paid attendance. He always used 81,035 was the official number of paid tickets to the show. He never said that there was 81,000 live human beings in attendance. He said that there was 81,035 paid tickets sold for the show. I do believe that. Where the other 9,000 tickets went, I have no fucking clue. But everybody's going to make a big deal about this because they want to see AEW fail for whatever reason. I mean, these people get off on wanting to see AEW fail. I don't know why. I really don't understand it, but I mean, you want to go and do that? Please project that fucking failure of your own life onto everybody else on social media and show the world that you got no fucking hobbies outside of arguing about paid attendance numbers for a pro wrestling show about a promoter who doesn't give one single shit about what you think or what you say. Just laughable, man. We got better things to do. AEW's got bigger fucking problems than the paid attendance or what the real attendance number was for All In. They got bigger problems. How about the attendance here in the United States dwindling week by week? That's a problem that Jesse and I discussed on Wednesday nights, and in a very mature and upfront manner. We know there are problems. We know that AEW needs to get their shit together. We know that the television product, as far as long-term booking and story hasn't really been all that fruitful for the fan. Seems like the heat, seems like the interest is dying off here in the United States. Tony Khan needs to start thinking about running smaller venues. Tony Khan needs to start thinking about not pricing out his fucking market with Grand Slam tickets that are 4 times more expensive than they were last year. And I had people on my end who went to last year's show who are going to this year's show, and also who went to last year's show that are not going to this year's show because of the ticket increase. Why is there only 6,000 people sold for Grand Slam next week at Arthur Ashe Stadium when 2 years ago they did 20,000 fucking people? There's a problem there. What's the problem? I don't know. Is it interest in the product? Is it gouging your fucking tickets? Upselling the tickets with 4 times more than last year? I don't know what it is. Are people losing interest in AEW or overall that they don't want to come out to the shows? Is it what we're seeing on television not being interesting enough for you to pay money to go see the shit live? I don't know. It really opens up a debate for a big-time conversation and what AEW could do better and how to fix this problem, what the root of the problem actually is. But people arguing about this fucking all-in attendance number, man, I mean, give it a fucking break already. Honestly. 81,000 were paid. The fucking Brent Council even said it is reflective of what attended on the night and not the total number of tickets sold. 72,265. Let's see it through and get some authenticity. At that point, if Tony Khan fucked up, everybody's going to get on his case, and rightfully so. Guys, thank you so very much for all your support. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you think of all the top stories. Let me know what you think of the layoffs. Do you think WWE is going to have talent layoffs eventually after Titan Tower layoffs here on Friday morning? And what do you think about the number of the AEW All In attendance figures? Is Tony Khan bullshitting? Is Tony Khan lying? Or is the number of 81,000 legit for the all-time paid attendance record for a pro wrestling show in history? Let me know down below in the comments section of this video. Guys, hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes minimum on today's Off the Script. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below, turn on the bell for notifications, and go check out all the other content on the channel. Last night, we talked about Jade Cargill jumping ship to WWE. That is the big rumor right now, and why I don't think it's a big loss for AEW. Make sure you guys go check that out and everything else you might have missed on the channel. I will not be live tonight for SmackDown. I will be doing House of Glory live in Queens at the NYC Arena, live on the Premier Network. SmackDown and Off the Script will be live on Saturday afternoon, so make sure you guys RSVP to the venue for Saturday at 12:30 right here on Off the Script. Enjoy your Fridays, guys. I'll see you at Hog. If you're watching on Premier Network, hopefully I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you Saturday right here live for the SmackDown Post on OTS. I'll see you guys later.